Us. Well, on November 6th, we will head to the polls to cast our votes in the general election, although some already do have their absentee ballots at home.
And of course, we want to help you be an educated voter. So we're inviting people who are running for office to stop by Great Day so you get a chance to know them better.
Yeah, Steve Brandau is here. He's running for Fresno City Council District 2. Thanks a lot for being here today. We appreciate it.
Great to be here. Awesome.
District 2, where exactly is that?
Northwest corner of town, from about Shaw Avenue north and from Blackstone west out to Grantland.
Okay.
So it's a big district.
And running for office, that's a big commitment. So what is your motivation? What made you want to do this?
You know, I love our country, I love our community, and we're in a tough time right now all across the board, and I think I can be helpful.
You speak of a tough time. If you can tell us, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges facing Fresno today that really made you want to get involved?
When I'm out knocking on doors in District 2, it just comes up over and over again, almost every door. It's a sense that crime is increasing and that we're not doing as much as we could be doing or should be doing about that. Citizens are getting concerned. And then jobs. Jobs keeps coming forward. It was in the presidential debate last night. We see it in Fresno. We need more jobs in the city of Fresno. We need to make Fresno a little bit more business friendly in that sense.
So what are your answers to be able to cut down on crime in the city, but specifically in your region, as well as bring jobs?
Yeah, I would look at maybe outsourcing some of our keeping our criminals. So if we catch a criminal, we've had a tough time keeping them in a Fresno County jail. Every time we open a floor, it becomes full immediately, thanks to the realignment thing from the state of California. So I'm looking at possibly outsourcing some of our criminals. When we catch them, take them to Coalinga, maybe Madera County, some other opportunities like that, and store them there.
And from the financial side, what would you say would be the best way to help out financially with the problems we've been having?
Yeah, that's another outsourcing option for me as well. I have a small business myself, so I'm a business owner, and I'd like to take some of that business sense. And I think we need to look at privatizing. So I'd be really open to taking things away that the city's been doing, let the private side do it for a little bit cheaper, relieve the city of that, and bring in a little bit of money into our general fund, which really allows us to continue with all the essential services that our citizens want.
By saying something like that, though, you know full well that that's putting a really big target on your back, especially when it comes to unions in this community, unions that represent a lot of the workers who work for the city.
Yeah, and I think that comes down to choosing the proper plan, the plan that takes their concerns into the conversation as well. But the city's in dire straits, and I think most of your listeners and your watchers know that. So we need to really bring some relief to the general fund, and that's what would happen if we privatized a few things in the city.
Okay. Are there other issues that you'd like to institute to help with the city budget? Yeah,
absolutely. Well, we need to grow the tax base, which means that doesn't mean we need to increase taxes. I'm against that, but we need to get more people working, paying taxes, which increases the general fund. And so the way to get more people working is to make Fresno more inviting to national and statewide businesses locating in the city of Fresno, opening up jobs. We're losing jobs to other communities up and down 99, and I'm getting really tired of that. So I want to make Fresno more friendly, more accessible to these companies. They can locate in Fresno. We get some jobs. We need some success in the city of Fresno, bringing jobs into our community. And then once that happens, that's more families sustaining themselves, more money into our general fund, and I think that's the way for success.
Well, what about, I know blight is kind of widespread on the west side. Do you see any way of luring businesses to say to that area in particular?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Jim. The west side is an economic engine waiting to happen. I kind of feel sometimes like a lot of the citizens of District 2 that we've been overemphasizing downtown Fresno to the detriment of other areas of town. And so I think, and I'm all for downtown Fresno, but we need to spread that focus around a little bit. And the west side is an economic engine waiting to happen. There is a little bit of blight out there that would be dealt with if we fast-tracked, for instance, Veterans Boulevard. That would open up that whole west side. El Paseo development, which is in District 2, right at Herndon and 99. All of these things will just really trigger an explosion of economic action out on the west side of town.
On that west side of town is also the area that's slated for high-speed rail. That
Yes.
is such a big issue that affects a lot of, especially the business owners there along that 99 corridor. Can you tell us, you've been pretty much against that project. Can you tell us why? And actually, that sort of is one of the reasons that led you to want to run to begin with.
Absolutely, and I'm still keeping my fingers crossed on that project. It really worries me. I haven't, as a business owner, as a businessman, I haven't seen a funding source that's going to take care of that project. And so it really worries me that it's starting in Fresno, and yet I don't see how they're going to complete the project. So to me, that's really dangerous, because we're going to start taking out Fresno businesses, and some of those businesses are going to relocate out of our county. Some of them are going to relocate out of our state. And if they don't have a plan to finish that project, what happens if we get stranded in the middle of that mess? We've relocated businesses, and then the project doesn't really come in. That's very troubling to me. So I still have questions about that project. I'll be on the front line for the businesses. I'll be out there making sure that they get everything that's coming to them, and that the city of Fresno is benefited as much as possible going forward.
It's a big city, and there might be people in a different part of Fresno or even downtown who say, I want money and the city spotlight to be in my area. I don't want it on the west side. I don't care about that because I don't live there. How do you include your district with the others and vice versa?
Yeah, Kim, it's really that's really important as a city councilman. You really make most of all your decisions have to do with the whole city. Mm-hmm. But you do have to represent your district. So kind of blending that together, I would support growth on the west side, but I support growth all around the city. In a general sense, we need to grow as a city. So I wouldn't be specifically saying everything that I'm going to do is just for my district. I take that into consideration, but we need to grow the wealth and the prosperity of the whole city.
Well, we're wanting viewers to get to know the candidates, so tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, really quickly, I'm a Valley guy. I was born and raised in Selma. I've been in Fresno a long time now. I went to Fresno State. I got a degree in English, a BA in English. I thought I was going to teach for a while. I started a company. I have a carpet cleaning company. It's my business. That ended up taking the place of teaching, and so that's what I thought I was going to do for a long time. I've been successful in that business. And I just want to take that business sense. In fact, it's a service business, so I serve people. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for 16 years. And I want to take that business sense and that service sense and serve the citizens of Fresno.
As with any election, voters at home are going to be worried that you will be beholden to those who gave you campaign donations and not so much to, them. What would you say to the people at home?
I wouldn't fret over that. A lot of people, I've got a broad base of support for my campaign, and it's just support from all different factions of our community. So I'm not going to be beholden to any one group, that's for sure. Citizens won't have to worry about that at all.
All right. Steve Brandau, thank you very much for joining us today.
Great.
We appreciate your time.
Running
for District 2 Fresno City Council seat. If you'd like to learn more about him, you can go to our website, kmph.com. We have a link for you. You can also check out news links right there on the homepage.